UFC featherweight, Darrick Minner. Thank you so much, Darrick, for the time. Once again, how's life right now for you? I know you got a lot on your plate.
Man, it's good. Just training hard, getting ready for this fight coming up, and that's about it, man. I just recently came down to Glory MMA in Kansas City. I'm doing my camp down here with James Krause, and yeah, man, it's good. Good.
Why did you decide to go down there to Glory and do your camp there?
Because obviously I usually go to Vegas with 10th Planet and out there, but TJ also trains out there. He does his camps out in Vegas too, and so I just didn't want to know. We have a bunch of mutual friends. We have a bunch, and all that stuff. So I just wanted to leave the weirdness out of everything and didn't want to make it awkward. I'm sure he's there, and Tim Elliott moved back to Kansas City, and I had been talking to James Krause and Grant Dawson for a while about coming down here and training with these guys. It's only 2.5 hours away, and yeah, man, I think I made the right choice for this camp, and I also have a newborn baby, and so I'm only 2.5 hours away from home, so it works out. If Mama calls, I can jet back home, So yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
How has the newborn been treating you?
Man, it's a difficult task that I never thought I would never be in, but I enjoy it. It's the most difficult and rewarding thing I've probably ever done. Like just to see her smile, giggle, all that stuff. But it's difficult, like. Because I'm always one of those guys that's always on the go. I want to go, go, go. But now you got to calm life down when you have a newborn because, like I have her a lot, And so like when Jordan's at work and stuff, so I just got to chill out and, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's unprecedented times, man, especially with the pandemic going on, and even you with being a parent. Do you feel more challenges outside of fighting with everything?
Man, honestly, I just feel more challenges for like, I don't know, just the world around and the way people talk, like the social media, the way everybody's going about everything, like the way it's so divided, I have literally changed my life not a bit. The only thing I've changed my life is because I had a newborn during the pandemic, and that changed my life dramatically. But as far as like what I do on a daily basis has not changed really one bit. So, yeah, I mean, the most difficult is just seeing people argue on Facebook about the dumbest shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's annoying for me. Like, I just don't even play a part into it, So
Nowadays, most people, or not most people, some people, they live their life online, and they don't actually have a life outside of that. Where you have a whole other life that's going on, right? So I think that's the big difference.
yeah, and I just it's just crazy, like people just with the pandemic, with the presidential election, like
Mm-hmm.
who's coming, like who gives a shit? It's not going to change my life, and if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a dang mask. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is, as long as you're healthy and you take care of yourself, you'll be fine. So I just to see people argue and the way the kids are being treated going back to school and having to wear masks, it's just annoying.
Yeah, man, it's gonna continue, and I guess there's not really a end to it, not in
Yeah.
the near future, right?
Yeah,
So
no.
what can you
Let's
do?
hope.
Yeah, let's hope. Now let's talk about the last fight, man. The Jordan Griffin fight. Leading up to it, the weight cut complications. Did you figure out exactly what caused the sickness?
Honestly, they called it weight cut complications, but I believe I was just sick. Because my weight cut was going smooth. Like so I always break up my day before weight cut into two sections. I cut half of it and half of it, and I take a nap in between. And so I cut down to 151, and I was like, all right, well, let's go. I'm gonna go nap. So I napped from like, I don't know, 3:30 to 6:30, and they got me up and they're like, all right, let's get ready to roll, And I was like 151 pounds, and I woke up and I was uncomfortable, and like my stomach, it felt like somebody was stabbing me with a knife, like literally stabbing me, and I could not get it under control. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, because I was trying to wait it out. We were waiting a little bit, and then all of a sudden I started dry heaving, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop at all. I couldn't, like, obviously there's nothing in my body to throw. I was throwing up like stomach acid a little bit, but it was weird. And then the PI team, the nutrition team, they were great. You know, they came up and they tried getting me better. They were throwing me like little tablets, trying to settle my stomach, and it just wouldn't. They give me some little like frozen blueberries to try to settle it and all that stuff, but I just kept throwing it up and all that, you know. And then so this went from 7 p.m. to midnight, and then finally it was just like, no matter what, like I won't be able to fight. I won't be able to do it. You know, I was sick as hell, and so they had to call the fight. And it was the best call that could have happened because we left that afternoon, jumped on a plane, went home, and I was literally throwing up the night that my fight was walking out. So the first fight was walking out, and I literally had thrown up just right before that, and so I was just sick, man. I caught a stomach bug of some sort, and so it really wasn't weight cut complications, but if it was, I've fixed that, and I'm working with Tyler Minton now, and we're getting it under control. My weight right now is lighter than it is on fight week, so it's great.
You just said earlier, man, you break it up into 2 parts, right? Your weight cut, and 5 pounds is nothing for you. You know what I mean? You've been doing it all your life.
Yeah, man, and like I felt great. Like usually towards the end of like 6 pounds out, I start feeling pretty, and I was moving moving more than I ever have. You know, 5 pounds out, I was feeling great. I was, the way it's set up out there, you know, you got a room for your weight cut and all that. We just had the heater up. I was shadow boxing, hitting mids, and I felt great. So, you know, they chalked it up as weight cut complications. The media did and stuff like that. I just got sick, man. That's all I can say, because as far as, it wasn't just like we hydrated until 3, 4 in the morning and I was still throwing up. Like I still couldn't hold anything down, and then got better, jumping on the airplane. I was still sick. So it wasn't nothing but being a stomach bug, I feel like. And I was having one of the better weight cuts. So it's disappointing, and I'll get that. We'll get that rematch, you know, after I take care of business with Laramie, hopefully. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you clear that up, man, because sometimes some information gets out there and they just roll with it, you know, and they don't change it when the truth comes out later on.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Like I posted that on Facebook just to like inform people, and they ran with it like I had, you know, terrible weight cut and blah blah blah. But you know, it is what it is. You can't do nothing about it besides go and smash this next weight cut and perform. So,
is this the first time you've had a nutritionist? You mentioned someone earlier.
Yeah, yep. I'm working with Tyler Minton, and you know, James Krause was like, "Hey, man, our first time like specifically down here working together. I want to make sure that's not a complication." So he set me up working with Tyler, and yeah, man, I'm light, and it's definitely from the hard work and just dieting right and all that stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be great. I feel like so.
All right, now with TJ, you know, he won the contract in early August. What did you think about the performance he had? Was it almost, did we even get to see anything about him?
Man, I like the kid. You know, I've been around him in the gym out there in Vegas and all that stuff. Yeah, he's good, but I feel like he got an opponent that pussed out. I feel like I don't care if you injure my rib and it's so bad that I can't continue. I'm going to give myself a chance to land something in that second round. You know, I'm not going to just quit on the stool. And and I feel like he was in a lot of trouble early. I feel like he was in trouble early. With like 10 different submissions, he was kind of getting, you know, Dan Swain was landing on his feet and stuff like that. So, I mean, I feel like, yeah, he performed well and he did what he needed to do to get the contract. But I feel like there's definitely more to be seen from him. And yeah, we'll just find out. But I feel like he got the kid that just kind of pushed out on him. You know, he was just like, man, this kid's overwhelming. He's strong. I can't get, but he had him in trouble 3 or 4 times, an arm bar, you know, trying, you know, a few things. So, Yeah. I mean, congrats to him for winning the contract, but we'll see what he's really about.
So you've been around him. You said you've trained with him on multiple occasions. Have you sparred with
No,
him? Is there anything
I've
like that?
I've no, nope, nope. I just been around him in the gym. Like we never went together or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, like, and it's only been on a few occasions, man. I've talked to him before, and he's a nice kid, man. Yeah, it's all business at this point.
Yeah. So what makes the matchup interesting to you? You know what I mean? Like, what about him that when you saw his name, you're like, oh yeah, he's a worthy challenger.
Man, he's one. I feel like he's kind of like a newer generation of fighters. I feel like he's been doing it for the word is he's been doing it for a long time. And since he's been young and all that stuff, and he's a short, stocky, good, decent wrestler, good wrestler. He can, he's got good top pressure and all that. So I mean, he's 12-3, and he's an up and comer. So I mean, he got a contract. Dana gave it to him. So obviously, I feel like he's a worthy challenger of being in the UFC. I actually, it's crazy. I went up to Canada and fought, and he was. I fought that Jesse Arnett kid a while ago. It was like one of my last fights at 35, and he was like had like a second pro fight that night or something. And I remember like the big buzz about TJ Laramie turning pro, and like he knocked out some bum or something. But yeah, it was a big deal. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the matchup.
Yeah, it's funny how things work out in MMA sometimes, right?
Yeah,
You know, when
it's insane.
you've had, 30 fights or more, you know what I mean? And then in the past you've actually fought on cards with guys or prospects. Now they're, beginning their career in the UFC. So it's a trip, man, sometimes.
No, it's crazy. I mean, the same thing happened, with Grant. Grant, when I made my UFC debut, I literally cornered against him in his like third amateur fight, and then fought him. So it's just weird the way it's such a small world. So
Yeah.
it's such a small world.
Now, with you doing camp at Glory, James Krause, how has it been working with him? He's a mastermind. Everybody talks about him so highly.
I always knew it, but being with him has really blown my mind a little bit, and how he breaks down, how he's just a wizard, man. And I'm super excited to see how these finishing touches on these next couple weeks go, man. Because yeah, like it's the truth. The guy is smart as hell. And when it comes to MMA, he breaks down stuff so well, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be have him guiding this camp and everything. So
Grant Dawson, you go from fighting him to training with him. Is this the first time this has happened for you?
well, actually, my business partner in my gym in Nebraska City, I fought him in
Oh,
2011,
okay.
and we started training together right after that. And yeah, man, we became best friends, started traveling together, and I cornered him. It's just crazy how, like we said, it's crazy how it works out. I mean, I've literally fought 4 guys from Glory MMA. So what better way to have a camp for somebody to go to a guy that's that game plan to get? Yeah, so I've fought four of James's guys, right? So he's literally game planned for me 4 times. So what better way to go train with a guy that's a mastermind, but he's also knows every one of your holes. He knows everything you're good at. He knows everything you're not. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. So it's pretty crazy to how MMA works. Like I said, like I've literally fought a lot of these guys, and now I'm training under their coach and with everybody. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it must be mind blowing, man, to see the other side, like looking at the mirror, I guess the two-way mirror or whatever.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's a trip, man. And like who have been the training partners? Have you been working with Tim Elliott?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, for sure. I've staying at Tim's place down here. Tim, his girlfriend Gina's down here. We got like Anthony Gutierrez, Grant
Yeah.
Dawson. Just a bunch of guys, and they got a bunch of not really known guys too that are freaking good. Like just turning pro amateur guys. Because I mean, and it's crazy because James built all these guys from scratch.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. Like I always knew that the team was really good and James was really good, but like seeing it firsthand it's definitely awesome to see.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of the prospects on Contender Series, from Glory. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to come, and you get to experience them firsthand.
Yeah, I think he's got he was telling me 11 or 12 in the room UFC guys. So, and that's not including the guys on the Contender Series and all that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Well, how do you see, man, yourself earning that first UFC victory?
Man, I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna show everybody how my game's gonna evolve. So everybody knows that you're gonna have 5 minutes of hell with me, right? Because everybody knows that the first round me, but we're gonna stretch that out a little longer. And if I don't get him in 5 minutes, we're gonna be able to go like that we're gonna slow the fight down and go like that for 15 minutes and just have fun, and just fight my fight. And that's all there is to it. When I fight my fight and I fight that all the way through, there's not many guys that I feel like can beat me. So it's gonna be a fun one, man. It's gonna be a scrap.
Definitely, man. This is a good matchup. September 19th, UFC Vegas 11. Darrick, always appreciate the time, man. I'm excited to see you with the adjustments that you have made. Get in there and face off with a highly touted prospect, man. It's fun. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother.
Hey guys, Sasha Platnikoff here, letting you know to tune in to SCMP Post Fight for all your weekly martial arts news.